Hello YouTube. So thank you so much for coming to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button, that way you won't miss any amazing videos on hair, skincare, beauty, travel, tech, makeup. So yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell, that way you'll be the first to know about my videos. So in this video I'm going to talk about the differences, pros and cons between liquid foundation and cream foundation. So if you're trying to decide which foundation is better for me, keep watching this video. Okay, so since I feel like we are all, spending more time at home than we usually do, this is a perfect time for us to up our makeup game and practice and no one see if it comes out bad, and if it comes out good, you could take selfies and post them on the internet, right? See? Such a good idea. So being that as it may, I just wanted to talk about the differences, pros and cons between liquid foundation and cream foundation. Now, of course, there are a gazillion different versions of both of these, but I just picked these two up because they're my favorites. So I have Pat McGrath's Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation, and then I have Bobbi Brown's, what is this, Skin Foundation Stick. So these two are just the best of the best. So if you need makeup period and you just like high-end makeup also, just get these two and then your life will be perfect. I'm actually currently wearing the Pat McGrath. Oh, and I still got that Fenty highlight. Girl, I definitely have to take a selfie and post it on the internet. But but yeah, so these are the two kinds of foundations I'm going to speak about because I feel like these are the two that are the most used when it comes to people who wear makeup. As you can probably notice, I left out powder foundation. I personally do not believe in powder foundation. That sounds like a really harsh stance, but besides Bare Minerals, I haven't seen a powder foundation that was like, oh, that looks beautiful, you should wear that foundation. And as much as, so the only other powder foundation that may be okay, kind of like Bare Minerals, is going to be MAC's Studio Fix foundation. But even that, your skin just has to be so on point to pull off powder foundation, and most people who wear foundation, your skin doesn't look like that. Like even myself, like I'm not gonna just put on powder foundation and be like, oh, this is it, like I'm ready. Like at that point you might as well just wear no foundation, because if you have oily skin, then the powder is going to oxidize and break down and separate on the oily areas. If you have dry skin, the powder is going to cling to those little dry patches and flakies about to happen, and your skin looks crazy. So who does that leave? That leaves no one. So powder foundation is out. I'm not going to say that I don't wear powder foundation. My preference is to set with like a loose powder and to touch up like my makeup. Once I put liquid or cream on, I will set it with the powder foundation, like MAC's Skin Finish Natural or MAC's Fix Plus or Laura Mercier's medium to deep loose translucent powder. I will set with the powder foundation. But in terms of just only wearing a powder foundation, that to me doesn't make sense, because you have to have that specifically oil balanced, hydrated skin, and it's just unrealistic, I feel, to advise people that you could only wear a powder foundation. It's just, I haven't seen it work. Maybe prove me wrong. Like I said, Bare Minerals, I've seen some people finesse it. MAC Fix Plus, I've seen some people, Fix Plus powder, I've seen some people finesse it, but they also put on matte skincare before, so then it's like you basically just made a liquid foundation and just used the powder as color on top. Like, but anyway, I've ranted on long enough about the one type of foundation that's not included in this video. So powder should be in conjunction with something else, in my opinion. So then that leaves cream and liquid. I will say, I'm going to start off with liquid because I feel like liquid is the most popular in the streets, and the liquid foundation is the most popular because it is the easiest to use and the easiest to make it look natural. So liquid foundation, you can apply with the brush, you can apply with the sponge. The pro is that there is a shorter learning curve. So if you are a beginner in makeup, I feel like liquid, you could just put it on, blend it out, and there's more room for error, because it's kind of like applying lotion. If you see it's like a little streaky, then you could go back in and easily move it. Liquid usually take a little longer to set, so then you have a little more time to maneuver and to try to blend it out or add more. And that is why liquid, I feel like, is used by the masses. Yeah, there's more room for error with liquid. You could play around. You can also, liquid's a little more forgiving in that if you have a shade that's a little too light or a little too dark or a little too red, you can really just blend it out, put it in different places. For those of us who have combination skin, I personally find that liquid foundations that may act negatively to your oily, they won't act negative to I can't speak. They won't act negatively in the oily places or the dry places. Like, they're never really that far off. And that kind of helps if you have different skin tones on your different skin types on your face, if that makes sense. Issues with liquid foundation, you can get the wrong color. Like, that's nothing wrong with any foundation. Like liquid cream, you can pick the wrong color and be a mess. Do I think there are any? I don't think there's any like hardcore negatives about liquids. I would say that more cream products fit the same skin situations than liquid does. So for instance, I suggest cream for people with like normal skin to dry skin, combination skin. I think creams are just good for them. And especially for dry skin, you can put on a cream foundation and it's going to be amazing every time like none other. If you have a liquid foundation, it's different for everyone. Like, there's some liquid foundations that only look good on oily people, that only look good on dry skin people, and it's just not as versatile. So you really have to try those different types of liquids, and there's so many liquid foundations that it really makes it hard. Personally, I would be able to say that Pat McGrath is used for all skin types. Too Faced Born This Way, multiple skin types can use. MAC Studio Fix Fluid and MAC Face and Body, multiple skin types can use. And MAC Pro Longwear. MAC foundations in general, I think any skin type can use. You just have to finesse it for your skin type. But yeah, cream is not like that. Like, cream doesn't really mix with oiliness. Even with this cream foundation, a Bobbi Brown, the skin, first of all, this has like a cult following. Like, people love Bobbi Brown stick foundation. But the thing is, having combination skin, I cannot put this on the oily parts of my face. Like, if I put this on my nose, it will just all slide off. Like, no matter how much hardcore primer I put, I will go outside, run up the subway steps one time good, and like, I just feel it sliding off my face. So when I use the Bobbi Brown stick foundation, I only use it on the dry areas of my face. So I use it around my mouth, on my chin. Well, my chin's not really that dry, but it's less oily than like my nose and my forehead. Like, I cannot put this on my nose and my forehead. Like, it just won't stay. And I think it's because the cream has that extra emollient oil property already in it, that it just does not cooperate the same on oily parts of your face as it does with dry, and then that kind of is disappointing. So it's funny, I actually, not this shade, but with maybe this shade, but with this shade or with the 7 shade, if I put it around just my mouth and my chin, people think I'm not wearing any foundation. Like, they just think I have perfect skin. And that is what I like about cream foundations. So onto cream foundations, the positive is that they're easy to use. Like, you saw I just took the stick out, 1 2 3, you get a wet sponge, dab it out, and you're good. But the thing is, that's being one color in 3 or 4 spots. If I was the kind of person where I felt like I had a lot of discoloration Well, I do, but I don't cover it when I wear cream foundation. If I like want to do it around my nose and then under my eyes, and then it's really like, you probably see people who use cream and they just draw lines everywhere and then they spend like 30 minutes like blending it all out. Cream is very temperamental. It is like, it sets really fast. You just have to blend it out correctly, or else it's easy to see the separations of the different colors. It's harder to make it stay on really, really oily parts of your skin. It's a lot more blending, a lot bigger of a time investment. Like, to really do cream foundation right, you have to be sitting in front of your makeup table or in front of a mirror in the bathroom and be like, I'm dedicating 5 minutes to blending. Not to applying, not to highlight, contour, and all this other stuff, just to blending. I'm dedicating like, and I'm talking about if you're doing cream foundation from hairline to like your neck, like that is going to take 5 solid minutes of blending your whole face out. And for people who have less patience, that's why I feel like the liquids come back into play, because it's like, it's easier to kind of quickly put it on, finesse it, make sure it looks the way you want to look, and then go on to the next step. Whereas cream is a labor of love, but cream looks more natural. So that's just the way it is. I mean, I like to think that this is a little, it's not natural. I want it to be like, this is a little natural beat. It's not natural. I literally have like contour for days, but I feel like it's more natural looking than other people's makeup. And especially considering that I have like concealer under my eyes and everything, like with Pat you can make it look real. Pat helps you serve realness, but with cream just always looks a little more natural if you take that 5 minutes of solid blending time. If you just do church lady cream, pat, it's gonna look like a chunk of, well, mine looks like caramel chocolate candy, but it's gonna be looking like caked up, just sitting on there. So you really have to blend it out. But cream does look more natural. So if you're doing like a special day or a photo shoot or a wedding, or nope, I scratched wedding, I lied, cream transfers more. Maybe that's only my personal experience, but I feel like you really have to powder down some cream, or else you will be the girl leaving a brown spot on somebody's shirt. And I mean, now you try to hit people with the fist bump, elbow bump, so that way hopefully you can preserve the sexiness. But yeah, I hate when cream has a possibility of doing that. So even when I wear cream, if I powder setting spray, what I'll do is I'll take a tissue and then lightly press into my skin, just to make sure it won't transfer. Because a lot of liquids, I find that liquid transfers a lot less, but that cream, ooh, that cream, the cost of what you have to pay for the natural look is that it transfers more easily. So that is easy, harder thing with cream. Also, a lot of creams come in sticks, and the sticks just make it more convenient. So in terms of travel, on the go, cream is something that you can, even though you'll spend more time blending, you don't have to worry about spilling. But with the best makeup liquid foundations usually have a pump. If you get MAC and it doesn't have the pump, pay extra money, go buy the pump. Because if you try to pour it on the back of your hands, that's why I hate double wear, because it's like, sis, you do nothing but cause stress in my life. But yeah, you definitely need a pump on a liquid foundation. But if you're on the go for real, like living out of a carry-on, cream may be more easy, because you could put it on, and I mean, nothing's gonna spill while you're blending. Like, especially if you feel like you're doing this on the plane. If it's a scented stick, then please don't do that, because people don't want to smell it. But if it doesn't have real smell to it, this one has a little bit of a makeup-y smell, but it's not too bad. I will whip this out. But I would definitely say you have more time to blend than you have to be sad if you spill some liquid on your clothes. So travel, on the go reasons, I would say I could see how a cream is more convenient. But then again, cream requires so much more blending, and liquid is just easier to just put it on real quick and that's it. I do like them both. I do wear them both. To be honest, I do wear cream. I wear liquid more than I wear cream. Like I said, cream just has less. It takes less time. So I lied. Liquid takes less time, which is why I wear liquid more often. But cream, the Bobbi Brown stick foundation is just so pretty that it just makes me reach for it sometimes. But I do know that I'm like, okay, is my beauty blender clean? Is it sitting here waiting? I could do a Bobbi Brown stick foundation face today. So I do think you should probably have both in your arsenal and maybe lean more towards one, like how I have probably like 15 liquid foundations but I only have 5 or 6 cream foundations. Like you can lean more way to one type than the other, but I would definitely say have both, try them, see which works best for you. Like I said, with combination skin, I find that the creams just only look good on the dry parts of my face, and then the oily, I'll just like put powder on them real quick or something, or a little liquid foundation if I feel like I'm going to cover something up, but I just can't do a full face of cream. It also feels a little heavier on the skin. But let me know, what is your favorite liquid versus cream foundation? Which do you think is the best? Which could you live without one? I don't think I could. But please let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video.